Good morning all. Today we are going to discuss about web security. Okay, so web, what is web? What we are using right now all over the world, we are using in the business, government, individuals, everywhere we are depending upon the internet. Okay, so internet and web, these are vulnerable to different kinds of threats. So what are the threats? The integrity. So integrity means what? So whatever the content has been sent over the internet, so that should not be modified by the hacker. Okay, confidentiality. So confidentiality in the sense, like if you are performing any transactions uh, on the web, so that should be what, confident enough that the hacker should not hack it. Okay, then denial of service. Once you are performing any transaction over the internet, so that you cannot deny it. And authentication, only authorized person can perform the transactions. So whatever the transaction you are performing, that should be not modified, that should be confident, and you should not deny it, and you have to provide the authentication. So to provide all these things, we need to have some security mechanisms. So the first one is a secure socket layer. So this we are going to provide at a transport layer. In OSI different layers, so at the transport layer we are going to provide the security. So that is said to be socket layer security. So it is developed by Netscape, and there are the different versions. So version 3 is the used commonly. Okay, so this has been changed to TLS now. Okay, it has been, the internet standard is TLS, that is transport layer security. So as we are providing at the transport layer, so it is said to be what, transport layer security. Okay, and it is going to provide reliable end-to-end service. Okay, so that is source to the destination, end-to-end service it is going to provide. Okay, so it has two layers of protocols. What are the layers we'll be seeing now? When you see, so this TCP IP at the network layer, right? So IP is the network layer protocol, and at the top of TCP, transmission control protocol, that we are using at the transport layer. So here we are using additional layers, two layers. So these two layers are SSL layers. So these SSL layers are used to provide transport layer security. So on the top of the transport layer we are using additional protocols. Okay, and HTTP is what, application layer protocol. Okay, now when you go for these protocols, we have two layers of protocols. So SSL record protocol, and these are three additional protocols: SSL handshake protocol, cipher change protocol, and alert protocol. Now we'll be seeing each one in detail. Okay, so when you go for this SSL is going to work in two operations. So first one is connection establishment, then session. Okay, so connection means what, SSL connection and SSL session. So connection is going to establish the communication link. Okay, and coming to session, once the communication link is established, the client and server, they are going to perform the handshaking. So this defines the cryptographic parameters. So now when you go for SSL session, so SSL session is what, the association between client and server. So where, that means once the session is established, so then it is going to have the communication. So that communication session we are going to call it as SSL session. So it is going to define some cryptographic parameters. Why the cryptographic parameters are needed? To provide the integrity, confidentiality, authentication, denial of service. Or for all these things we need some parameters, so that will be defined in the SSL session. Okay, then now coming to SSL record protocol. So here I have shown you that there are two layers of protocols, SSL record protocol and SSL uh, additional three protocols like handshake, cipher change protocol, and alert protocol. Now, what is the operation of record protocol? It is going to provide the integrity and confidentiality. Okay, so mean integrity. So integrity means what? It should not be modified. So for this, it is going to use MAC with a shared secret key. That means it is going to use similar kind of HMAC. HMAC is what? MAC with key. Is or not? That is sir, hash with the MAC. Hash MAC means what? Hash function you are using with the key, so then it will become HMAC. So it is similar, but additional padding we are going to use. So that message integrity, how it is going to provide, I'll show you in the next slide. Okay, and coming to the confidentiality. So confidentiality means what? We have to provide the encryption and decryption, right? So for the confidentiality, it can have different types of algorithms are supported. So AES, IDEA, RC2, DES, all the different types of algorithms it can use. So whatever is the best one. So commonly AES is what the best algorithm for providing the secrecy, so confidentiality. So for this we can go for AES also. Okay, now how it is going to work, how to provide this integrity and authentication, integrity and confidentiality. So for this, first the application data, so whatever data has to be transmitted, so the data will be divided into fragments. Okay, just like blocks. Okay, so each block is compressed. Okay, it is compressed. So once it is compressed, it is going to add the MAC value. So MAC code it is going to add. So adding the MAC code means what? We are going to provide the message integrity, that is nothing but message authentication. Then once it is added with the MAC, it will be encrypted. Okay, encrypted means what? We are going to provide the secrecy. So integrity, that is nothing but the message authentication, and confidentiality, that is nothing but secrecy we are providing. And with this we are adding the header. Okay, so SSL header, each layer it is going to add its own header. So here it is going to add SSL record header. So what this is the operation of what? SSL record protocol. Okay, now coming to chain cipher specification protocol. So here above the SSL record protocol, we have other three protocols like chain cipher protocol, handshake protocol, and alert protocol. Okay, so chain cipher, what it is doing? It is changing the cipher soup, right? If SSL specific protocol, which use what? SSL record protocol, it uses a single message and causes the pending state to become current. That is, pending state will become current state. So that is nothing but changing the cipher specification. Okay, and so whatever the cipher algorithm, like for example I am using AES algorithm, next time I am using DES algorithm, so it will be what? Changing. Okay, so whatever the change is there, so that we are going to mention in this chain cipher protocol. Okay, and coming to the alert protocol. At the alert protocol, the name itself it is saying alerting. So alerting means what? Warning, like whether it is a warning or a fatal. So fatal means what? Error. Okay, warning means what? It can be ignored. Clear? So here warning or fatal, both type of alerts will be there. If it is fatal, like what kind of fatal? Unexpected message, bad record, or decompression failure. So some failure is there, so that has to be indicated. So that indication will be done by using SSL alert protocol. Or else warning. So warning means what? Some notification. So whether it is close notify or no certificate or bad certificate. So this is not the failure. So this is what? Some kind of warning that can be ignored. Okay. So that is some notification that can be given. So that is also by using SSL alert protocol. Okay. Now, so this is SSL alert protocol. And now coming to handshake protocol. Handshake protocol, what it does? So it provides the session authenticate the server and the client. So both should be in association. So for this, the handshaking, okay, will happen. So for handshaking, it has to authenticate each other. So what are the operations we are going to provide? So the client and server has to authenticate each other, okay, and to negotiate encryption and MAC algorithms. Okay, what does this mean? Encryption and MAC algorithms for providing the secrecy or the confidentiality. So what kind of algorithm I am using, whether I am using AES or IDEA or DES, that has to be mentioned. Okay, so both has to agree upon that one kind of algorithm. Okay, so that means if server is using AES and client doesn't use AES, means that cannot be decrypted. So they have to negotiate on what algorithm they are using for encryption and what algorithm they are using for the MAC. Okay, so that should be done, and they are going to negotiate these algorithms, and they also negotiate the cryptographic keys. So in these algorithms we are using the key, so what is the key they have to share? So that will be done in the handshaking. Okay, so it will be comprises of some number of messages. Okay, so what are the messages? First, establish security capabilities, that is first message. Server authentication key exchange, client authentication key exchange, and then finish. Okay, so how that can happen? Now you can see here in this diagram the first phase, establish server security capabilities. So client hello, server hello. So what it is doing? It is including protocol version, session ID, cipher suite, compression method, and initial random numbers. So whatever are there, so all these will be shared. So client is sending hello and server is responding hello. So in this one they are going to establish. First they are establishing. Then the server has to show its certificate, server key exchange, certificate request from the client, and server hello. So here what it is doing, server it is authenticating itself by showing its certificate and key exchange, and similarly the client has to do its authentication. Certificate it has to show, key exchange it has to done, and certificate verification is done. Okay, so after this they are going to negotiate on what cipher they are using. So chain cipher protocol they are going to use. So what is the cipher they are using? Okay, and it is saying now finish, and here also it is going to specify and finish. So these are what 4 phases are going to happen in SSL handshake protocol: client hello, server hello, okay, and server authentication, client authentication, and key exchanges. Okay, then what are the algorithms they are using, and finishing. So this is what handshake is finished. Once handshake is finished, they are in association, they can start the transmission. So in this way SSL has, handshake protocol will work. Now coming to TLS. TLS is transport layer security. So transport layer security, so it is nothing but the internet standard of SSL. Okay, already in the first slide I shown you that SSL is now called as TLS, that is transport layer security. So that is internet standard is TLS. Okay, and it is using what some little bit changes in SSL to here. So that is what is the record format and the version number. HMAC is used for MAC. Okay, so there I told you HMAC with some differences, but HMAC is used for MAC. Pseudo random function will be used for expanding the secret keys. Okay, additional alert codes, there we have only 2 alert codes, okay, fatal and warning. So other than this, any other alert codes are there, additional alert codes will be added. Some changes in supported ciphers, okay, so that is also allowed. Changes in the certificate types and negotiation, changes in crypto computation and padding. So some little bit modification. One standard is defined, that defined standard is said to be TLS, transport layer security. Now coming to the last one, that is secure electronic transactions. So here you might have going for the number of online transactions where you are using your internet banking, your card, Visa card or MasterCard to perform the transactions. So how these transactions are being done? Okay, so the transactions are secure electronic transaction. We are performing what? Secure and on the electronic devices we are performing the transaction. So it is a tool secure electronic transactions. Okay, so how to perform? So for this, first we need to understand what are the set components. Okay, so generally you can understand by common sense, you can know. So there is a person, so he is the user, he will be having some card, so that's fine. Okay, like your credit card or debit card or visa card, so whatever it may be. Okay, so that card holder, so the person is said to be card holder. So via internet you are performing the transaction. So to whom? To the merchant. So you need to transmit amount to the merchant, and the merchant will have to provide you the goods. Okay, you are going to order some good, so whatever the good or service, whatever it may be, so you are ordering some service and it has to provide the service. Okay, so that order and payment both are related, yes or not? Okay, for which order what is the payment, it has to be done. So the merchant, once it receives the payment, it is going to provide you the service, right? So through the internet only we are going to perform all this. Okay, so what are the other components other than the card holder, merchant and internet? We require one certificate authority. Okay, so this certificate authority is going to verify the card. Okay, then so issuer, the bank who is going to issue. Okay, acquirer is the bank of the merchant. Okay, through the payment gateway the transmission will happen, and there should be a payment network between the issuer and the acquirer, so that from the issuer is what? The customer's bank. From this the amount will be deducted and will be deposited into the acquirer. Okay, acquirer is what? Merchant's bank. Okay, issuer is what? Card holders, that is the user's bank. So from here the amount has to be transmitted to acquirer. Okay, so like this there are number of components: card holder, internet, merchant, certificate authority, issuer, acquirer, payment gateway, payment network. So all these are the components of set. Okay, now so that how the transactions will be performed. Okay, customer opens an account. Okay, so to get any card, debit card or credit card, you need to have what? An account in the bank. So customer opens an account, customer receives a certificate. Okay, merchant have their own certificate, that it is going to have its own bank, acquirer bank. Okay, so there it has its own certificate. Customer places an order. Okay, merchant is verified, merchant has to be verified, order and payment are sent. Okay, so what is the order, what is the good we want to purchase, or what is the service we want to purchase? So order and payment are sent. Merchant requests payment authorization. Okay, merchant has to request for the payment authorization. Payment should be what? Authorized payment. Okay, merchant confirms the order. Once it has received the authorization, it will confirm the order, then it provides the goods or services to the customer, and merchant will get the payment. So these are what are the transactions we are going to have. This is what very common sense. Okay, how we are going to perform? We need to have an account, we need to have a card, we need the merchant will have its own bank. Okay, customer has to place the order, merchant has to be verified, order has to be sent and payment has to be sent. Okay, then merchant has to get the authorization that from the acquirer. Okay, that is what? Nothing but the merchant's bank. Once it is getting the authorization, it is going to provide the services. So this is how the transactions will happen, right? So for providing these we require the dual signature. Why? Because if the payment is modified or order is modified, so we need to provide what? The security for the payment and the order. Because if order is modified, then that is the loss to the customer. If the payment is modified, that may be loss to the bank, merchant or the customer. So both of them, but order information is needed for the merchant and payment information is needed for the bank. Okay, so all these must be secure. So we need to provide security such that the payment and order information must not be altered. So, and these two are different information but are related. So for this we need to provide the security. So to provide the security we are going for the dual signature. Okay, so how we are going to provide the dual signature? Simple, very here. So we are going to perform hash on pi. Pi is nothing but payment information, hash on oi, that is order information. So these hashes both are what together concatenated, and we are going to hash with the customer's private key. Okay, we are going to hash together and then encrypt with the customer's private key. Customer's private key, if we are encrypting, that is what a signing. Okay, signing is done, so that signing is nothing but dual signature. So dual signature, why we are calling? Two different informations which are needed for two different components, merchant and the bank. Okay, so that we are going to perform, and that we are going to hash, and then we are encrypting with the, encrypting is what, signing with the customer's private key. So that is going to generate the dual signature. Okay, so how it is going to be done? So you can see the purchase request. One simple example we'll discuss here is how this purchase request will be done using the dual signature. Okay, it will consist of these four messages. Initiate request, that means what, how to get the certificates. Sign and response. Purchase request will have what, order information and payment information, and response will have what, acknowledgement and order. Okay, so now you can see here purchase request means what is the payment. Okay, and dual signature, and then OIMD means order information message digest. Okay, so here what goods are needed for the customer, so that information has to be sent to the merchant, and it has to do, it knows what is the payment to be done, and but it should not modify the payment. Okay, the merchant should not modify the payment. So this payment information, so PI is what, payment information. Okay, that is being performed. Okay, so what is the payment information? And order information, so what goods are ordered, so that should not be modified. What payment is done, that should not be modified. So for this, what dual signature is doing, dual signature is having what, PIMD and OIMD, so that is payment information and order information hash values. So those together signed with the customer's private key, that we are going to add the payment information and order information message digest, and we are encrypting and transmitting, and so that is going to generate what, request message. Okay, and here this is what encrypted with the public key of the receiver also. Okay, so that will be what, known to only the merchant. So we are going to add these two. So request message, what it is going to consist of, so the encrypted form of payment information, your signature with order information message digest, all the three components are encrypted with the secret key. Already the secret key will be shared in between the customer and the merchant. Okay, so that will be what, a request the message with the digital envelope, that is going to consist of what, this key has to be shared, but how it is shared, so with the public key of the merchant. So that will be encrypted and added to the message with payment ID and order information, because the payment ID should not be modified, so it should be hash value that we are going to add it, and order information, what goods are to be performed. So what goods or services are purchased, that we are going to write in this one, and add the dual signature and cardholder certificate. So all these together, this will be received by the merchant. Okay, so now at the receiver, okay, at the merchant side, once this message is received, so it is going to verify. So how it is going to verify? So whatever the received message, so it is receiving some component and digital envelope. Okay, in the digital envelope it has what, the key, right, and payment information message digest, order information message digest, dual signature. So dual signature, how it is generated? with payment information message digest and order information message digest hash values. We are going to again hash, and that will be what? POMD. Okay, so the generated one we are going to compare with the received dual signature. Okay, so dual signature is what? Dual signature is nothing but payment information message digest, order information message digest, hash, and that is encrypted with the customer's private key. Okay, so what we are doing, we are decrypting with the customer's private public key, so that we get payment and order information message digest. Here received payment information message digest, order information received, that will be hashed, and we are generating what? OIMD, and these two will be concatenated, and then we are performing hash. That is what? The dual signature part, how we are going to perform the dual signature. So that we are going to call it as POMD, payment order message digest. So that will be compared with the received dual signature. If both are same, that means what? The payment information is not modified, order information is not modified, hence it is correct. Okay, if any changes in these two, then it is going to reject the order. So that is how the merchant is going to respond to the purchase request. Okay, so this is how we are going to perform the authorization. Verifies all the certificates, that is the customer certificate, merchant certificate, decrypts the digital envelope. I already shown you this. Decrypts the digital envelope for the authorization, symmetric key. Okay, verifies merchant signature. Okay, decrypts digital signature. Okay, verifies dual signature on payment block, verifies the transaction, requests and receives the authorization from the user, sends authorization response back to the merchant. So in this way the payment gateway authorization will be done. Okay, so payment capture. So once there is no changes, the dual signature is without modification it has received, so it is accepting, and it will get the payment from the bank, okay, issuer to the acquirer. Okay, so then that is what the funds will be transferred to the merchant's account. So issuer is the customer's account and acquirer is the merchant's account, and it is going to get the payment from the issuer bank to the acquirer bank. So this will be said to be what? Payment capture. Okay, now so that is how the payment is being done. So once the payment is done and the transaction is completed, so it will be what? A successful transaction. So what we are doing here, we are going to provide the integrity, okay, integrity of what? Order information and payment information, that should not be modified, and authentication of the sender and the receiver, that is the customer and the merchant, so that has to be done. Okay, and the confidentiality. So confidentiality, how we are doing, we are going to use a secret key. So in this way we are going to perform. So the dual signature plays a major role. How this dual signature is generated is very important. So payment information is applied to hash, order information is applied to hash, both together concatenated and hashed. So that is said to be hashed payment and order message digest. So that will be generated and that will be signed by private key of the customer. Okay, so that is what the dual signature. So by using this, the secure electronic transaction will be performed. Okay, so remaining we'll see in the next class.